SWAC Football Media Day coverage continues on HBCU Sports.com, and joining me now is the head man of the Alabama State Hornets. That is Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. Coach, appreciate you joining us. You're one of the guys that have been here as a player, as an analyst, and now as a coach. Any difference through the years?
Yeah, well, before we were on the bus, it was the SWAC tour. We were going from city to city, so wow, we have grown. So, but it's great just getting all you guys out here to cover the sports. And the biggest thing with the student athletes is able to put them out there and let people to see them and hear from them and take the helmets off so they can really become people.
Okay. Of course, year one, somewhat successful, but I know in your book, because there was not a trophy that had SWAC on it in Montgomery, pretty sure you guys are still working towards that. So when you look at year one to year two, what improvements would you like to see from your team?
I just got to be a more disciplined football team. That's what we're pushing. Our guys played extremely hard, so we have to keep that aspect of it. Just play great special teams and great defense. I still feel like that's the way to win the championship. And offensively, just be more efficient. Score in the red zone, just the cliche stuff. But
right.
I think if I had to sum it up in one word, just being more disciplined.
Offensively, clearly, we saw a number of guys play at quarterback this year. Could that be the case this upcoming year, or do you think that someone will be able to solidify himself?
Yeah, I think someone will. I think D. Davis is that guy who has the head start. Of course, he's the returning starter for the most part, and just think he's really ready to take that next step. But however, to me, you got to have competition at every position, so you got to go out there and play and earn it week to week, and he understands that. And he's working really hard, focusing on being a better player on and off the football field.
Defensively, what we saw today, you bought Big Colton. Today, of course, played linebacker just like you. We've seen what he has been able to do when he's healthy. Can we see him be durable the entire season?
Yeah, he was able to play the whole season last year. We did manage it a little bit. It's tough to play every play because teams are getting so many plays in by going fast. And
correct.
And the biggest thing with him is just trying to make more plays on the football. He led the FCS in tackles, and so he's a great job of getting to the ball. So now it's like, hey, get your hands on the football, really work on his pass coverage, and he's been doing that, just doing extra drills. I've been working with him, coaches have. So I think his best football is still ahead of him. I think he can really take his game to another level.
Couple more questions. You will open up the season down in Montgomery, Labor Day Classic, in a non-SWAC battle against Southern University, and across the field, you'll see your fellow New Orleanian in Coach Eric Dooley. Can you talk about that big game for one, and then two, what's it going to be like going up against a guy that you've known for a number of years, especially from your city?
Yeah, it'd be Uptown versus Gentilly, so it'll be good. So it's just a lot of people coming up from that game from Southern. I have a lot of family still in New Orleans. I'm back there all the time. So Coach Dooley's doing a great job, and they represented the West last year, so I know they have championship aspirations. And that's a game that's always been a great game. We would play them in Mobile back when I was playing.
Correct.
And we go to Southern. So to get them on campus is just, I think Dr. Cable did a great job of having that as one of our non-conference, so to say, games. But and that's what the SWAC is about. We have so many great matchups in the conference now that we have 12 teams. To play those type of games and get it at home is almost like playing a bigger school from a money standpoint.
Now, at some point in time through the season, you'll be right back here in the Magic City for the Magic City Classic. Once again, you played in it, you've called in the broadcast, and you're able to coach in it. What just makes it so special for your team to go up against Alabama A&M?
Well, I just think it's the people. I think, the city, the people, the fans, everybody's just coming out. The tailgating from Wednesday. It's one of those games that no matter how much I tell a person about it, when they come, they're like, man, it is everything you said plus some. So, and I've covered just about every HBCU homecoming or classic. Mm-hmm. I think it ranks right up there as the best, if not in the top 2 or 3. And so, and I say that with much respect, but it's just a great game. It's so good to participate in. And every time I come to the city of Birmingham, I can't come here without thinking about the Magic City Classic.
And Coach, just on a final note, of course, you're one of the few head coaches here who have that NFL playing experience. And recently, the Tennessee Titans, a team you played in a Super Bowl with, announced that they're coming back with the Love You Blue throwbacks. I asked Coach McDowell about it. He said he loved it. Would love to see what your thoughts are about it, because I mean, you played in those. Eddie George, who's the head coach of Tennessee State, played in those. The late Steve McNair played in those. I mean, what do you think about them at least doing it for 2 times this upcoming year?
Yeah, you got to, man. The Columbia Blue, and with the whole moving to Tennessee, that was the one bad thing about it. You had to change the name and leave everything else back in Houston. But I mean, my time of playing with the Houston Oilers was just great. Having that oil derrick is such a sense of pride, and me still having a house in Houston. I mean, the people there, they just still love that Columbia Blue. And it's just going to be great. I think the Adams family is doing a great job of keeping that heritage of the Houston Oilers alive. And wear the uniforms is going to be big. And so, for me, you kind of date yourself when I tell people I started off with the Houston Oilers, because you don't see the logos or the team name anymore. So that's the bad part about it. But I think it's going to be great. Just like the Robert Brazils, who SWAC guy at Jackson State, who just went in the Hall of Fame. You have some great players, Billy White Shoes Johnson, just older guys who are going to really appreciate seeing that Houston Oilers jersey.
All right, that'll complete our preview with the Alabama State Hornets. We're joined by their head coach, Eddie Robinson Jr. And for those who are wondering, no, he's not related to legendary coach Eddie Robinson, but I'm pretty sure somebody in your family knows his family, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We know him well,
All right, everyone, that'll wrap up things with the ASU Hornets. Stay tuned for more SWAC Football Media Day items here on HBCU Sports.com.